These are just a few of the typical scenes that you might see along the Los Angeles County coastline. One of LA's most popular activities for residents and tourists alike is to spend a day at the beach. The 70 miles of Los Angeles County coastline ranges from secluded strips of sand, to tourist attractions, to rocky cliffs, to wide stretches of beach that accommodate masses of people. The individuals that visit these beaches are as varied as that of the population of Los Angeles. It's up to the County of Los Angeles to control and safeguard these beaches and harbors. Hello, I'm Jim Patton. We're about to explore these beaches by spending a day with those people whose responsibility it is to safeguard the coastline. There is a great deal of activity that takes place along these shores that is often never witnessed by the average beachgoer. Operating the Los Angeles County beaches and harbors is a monumental task. It doesn't just happen. We're going to go behind the scenes during the course of a single day, beginning at sunrise and ending at sunset. Along the way, we'll encounter everything from the most typical to the most dramatic of events as we examine one day at the beach. We are going to be looking at events that take place along a large and varied stretch of coast. So first, let's take a look at the configuration of the county coastline. Beginning at the Ventura County line is Nicholas Beach, followed by Zuma, Malibu, and Topanga in the northern section. In the central section is Will Rogers, Santa Monica, Venice, Marina del Rey, Dockweiler, and El Segundo. The southern portion of the county coastline begins at El Porto and continues through Manhattan, Hermosa, Redondo, Torrance, Palos Verdes, Point Vicente, Abalone Cove, Royal Palms, White's Point, and ends at Cabrillo. The county is additionally responsible for Catalina Island and provides supervision at Avalon and the Isthmus on the east side of the island, and Little Harbor and Ben Weston on the west side of the island. You'll become more familiar with the county coastline as we progress throughout the day. A long summer's day starts early, with the time-consuming task of grooming the sand at 48 individual beaches. Under the headlights of an army of maintenance vehicles, the sand is transformed into strips of pristine beauty. The remnants left by the previous day's crowd are removed. Each of the 5,000 trash cans is emptied. Maintenance will continue throughout the day as the beaches swell with people escaping the heat of the city as they search for a cooler day's recreation. One of the more popular early morning activities along the coast is surfing. Malibu, one of the most famous surf beaches in the world. Many of these surfers have been here since sunrise in search of that perfect wave. One of the more popular sports along the coast, there are more than 1 million surfers in Southern California alone. The county coastline offers a wide range of recreational opportunities, another one of which is boating. There are a number of small craft harbors along the coast, the most popular of which is Marina del Rey. The marina comes to life soon after sunrise. Located in the middle of the Santa Monica Bay, Marina del Rey is one of the busiest and most modern small craft harbors in the world. The marina is home for more than 5,000 boats, and the boat ramp in the heart of the marina offers easy water access for day boaters. Marina del Rey is one of Southern California's popular vacation spots, and the crowds begin to arrive early at the marina, as they do at most other county beaches. The job of safeguarding these crowds is the responsibility of the county's Ocean Lifeguards. These men and women provide a service which is invaluable because of their ability to save lives. LA County Ocean Lifeguards have been recognized since the 1930s as being the finest in the world.
The county lifeguards are a very tight-knit group. I think that starts off initially from their very competitive ocean entrance exam, and it develops with a very strong love for their job, and it creates a very strong teamwork effort. And we really need that because we deal with a lot of very rough conditions out there, big surf, strong riptides, and we have to rely on each other for backup. And that teamwork effort is very much evident in the day-to-day working relationship, and I think it really starts from us having so much in common with our strong competitive backgrounds and our love for the water.
On hot days such as this one, the crowds begin to build as early as 8 a.m. The lifeguard towers are opened according to the rate at which these crowds arrive at the beach. The towers are positioned every 200 yards, allowing visual communication between the lifeguards. Each tower is equipped with a telephone, and all communication is processed through lifeguard headquarters.
10:19.
Stand by. Headquarters. Where? Stand by. Close to your house? Yeah. Headquarters.
The task of maintaining and guarding these beaches has been a growing responsibility. The miles of coastline that the county is responsible for has more than quadrupled in the past 25 years. As a result of this growth, annual attendance has more than tripled.
As the day progresses, the beach becomes even more crowded. Much of the crowd can be found along this bicycle path, which provides an outlet for another popular sport practiced along the LA County coastline.
This bicycle path extends from Santa Monica Beach to Torrance Beach. The 14-foot wide path is well used, attracting not only bicyclists, but pedestrians, runners, and roller skaters, sometimes creating more of an obstacle course than a bicycle path.
Headquarters.
These crowded circumstances have brought about the first of many emergency responses that we'll witness today.
204 Lincoln, 295, we have apparent head and neck injury on the bike path, just between 18 and 19. I'd like to roll paramedics this time.
Stay stiff as you can, okay? Okay, everybody ready?
Yeah, we'll do all the movement.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Back over.
Back down.
Kathleen?
Yeah.
You hurt anywhere else?
No.
Here, are you getting sleepy right now?
Hang on a second. Let Jay. All you
This
guys-
cyclist fell after she swerved to avoid a small child. As is the case for all medical emergencies on and around the beach, the lifeguard staff administers first aid at the scene. After the individual is stabilized, she is transported to a local hospital.
Fill those paramedics in when they get here.
I took it off because it almost pulled me.
Don't talk.
Come on, buddy. Beat you in the car. Hey.
During a busy day, the lifeguard staff grows to hundreds of guards on duty. Many of their rescues are performed on the open water from what are known as Baywatch boats. Each Baywatch boat is manned by 2 lifeguards, and the county operates 9 Baywatch boats which are stationed along the coast. Aptly named, Baywatch is responsible for responding to every type of emergency off the coastline: vessel distress calls, swimmer rescues, scuba diving accidents. Each year, Baywatch boats respond to over 2,000 emergencies.
Okay, we'll swing around, pick you up.
Okay.
All right, Jeff, you want to tell him to get the sail off?
I don't know how I got out this far. Got it?
Yeah.
This adventurer has been blown out to sea by a steady wind. Exhausted by unsuccessful efforts to return to shore, the windsurfer is rescued by a patrolling Baywatch boat.
Glad you guys showed up.
Okay, Jeff, you want to get get him.
Do I take the board or?
No, we'll get you up first.
Okay.
The board.
Keep the board nearby. Just slide on in. Got it all right?
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
At this point in the day, the beaches are in full swing, not just along the mainland of the coast, but on Catalina Island as well. Located just 26 miles out to sea, this romantic island is a fast getaway from Los Angeles. LA County Lifeguards are stationed on the island and provide assistance with medical emergencies in the interior of the island as well as along the shore.
One of the island's biggest attractions is scuba diving. These people are preparing to dive near Avalon, the main city on the island. Scuba diving can provide an awe-inspiring experience, but can also be very dangerous if not practiced correctly.
Another popular spot for scuba diving is back on the mainland, along the Palos Verdes Peninsula. The cliffs along the peninsula provide good diving areas and offer spectacular views of the coastline. These picturesque cliffs can also be a source of danger.
Okay, we got a call to respond to a man over a cliff. We responded up to Palos Verdes where we found a man to be approximately 75 yards over a cliff. At that point we rappelled down the cliff after donning our gear and attended to his injuries. We found that the only injury he really had was a possible broken right ankle. So we splinted that and loaded him up on one of the rescues, the other lifeguards. We then together in a team approach brought him down to the bottom, at which point we re-evaluated his injuries, checked him, and then we transported the patient from that point.
The lifeguards are continuously educating the public about the ocean's inherent risks. Some of these tips may seem obvious, but it's the beachgoer who ignores the obvious who will become one of the thousands of lives saved each year by the lifeguards. The beachgoer must recognize the fact that the ocean is a natural force, and you can minimize the possibility of danger. First, never swim while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It's an unfortunate fact that a large number of rescues are drug or alcohol related. Always swim near a lifeguard. You cannot be helped if you swim at an unguarded beach. Do not swim in the ocean unless you're a strong swimmer. Ocean currents can be unpredictable. If you get caught in a riptide, stay calm and swim parallel to the shore. Don't try to fight against a current that's stronger than you are. The sun can cause more than a painful sunburn. The effects of a long day in the sun can cause heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And as the day wears on, the sun does take its toll.
Ask her if her left leg is feeling better now. Sir, could you do that for me? Ask her if her left leg is feeling better right now. Her left leg. There you go, buddy. What happens is people come down to the beach here and they think that being in the water they don't sweat or they can stay cool that way. They do stay cool, but they don't bring any refreshments down with them, and they're sitting in the sun and they're real active in the water. Thusly, they tend to perspire a lot and lose a lot of their not only body fluids through perspiration, but salt. And a number of the calls that we've had here today especially this one here, is probably heat related, simply just muscle cramps, and probably the biggest problem is people just don't know. They come down here unprepared and don't bring enough liquid refreshment with them, and when it's this hot down here and you have to be drinking water or some type of fluid all day. Basically, that's the problem that we're seeing here today. It's all pretty much heat-related things.
As the crowd along the coastline continues to grow, the staff must deal with all the activities involved with controlling a large number of people. On this particular day at Santa Monica Beach, the lifeguard staff will find and return 105 lost children.
Nice to see you, Mama. She'll come. People, they fall asleep. They say, I just lost her for a second, and they're a mile away. We find kids a mile and a half, 2 miles away this age. They usually put their back to the sun and start walking. All the towers the same, all the sand the same.
Okay, how old?
They have a Latin no-name age 4.
The Latin?
Santa Monica 25.
6 years old? Santa Monica 14. You're looking for? Okay, they have them. I'm checking it off.
Brown and brown? Little Mexican girl?
205, 295.
Are you holding? Are you holding her? You're looking.
You want that fan off?
And towel?
204 or 205, 295.
Santa Monica 22. Thank you very much.
The water often becomes as crowded as the sand, but on this day the waves are not large, allowing the crowds to swim without having to fight against the surf. Despite the ocean's relative calm, the emergency medical staff responds to an assistance call for a swimmer who has been rescued from the water.
When you get once you get information, apparently he was swimming in and he didn't have a seizure or anything. He just started foam started coming out of his mouth.
Very dizzy.
You gotta hold your hands together.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Basically, what we've ascertained right now is the victim was in water over his head. He couldn't swim very well, and he possibly had a seizure. He was scratching at the people next to him. They managed to get him up to where he could stand up. The lifeguard then pulled him from the water, helped him to the shore, and they treated him for possible secondary drowning, which includes getting water in your lungs. That's why the gentleman was coughing so much when you saw him laying on the beach.
Each year, over 70 million people visit these beaches. Of these, over 6,700 are rescued from the surf. The crowds diminish as the sun begins to set. The few remaining swimmers leave the water, and the lifeguards close their towers.
This has been one day taken from the course of a long summer. The next day will bring more of the same predictable and unpredictable events that surround a day at the beach. The next time you find yourself lying on the beach, look around. Take note of all that is required to make these beaches and harbors safe to enjoy. Bear in mind that it doesn't just happen.